And so we see how much we totally spent per hour on the operations of that. And that's specific to this order. You could obviously do a total cost analysis as well on the overall bill of material or manufacturing order. I wanted to hop back into that manufacturing order because now I can see that the status changed from to closed to done. And so now we can see overall that manufacturing order doesn't exist in our list. If I went and grouped by status and removed our to-do filter, I now see that the oak table is now complete. I can see what other orders I have in draft and what I haven't confirmed. So this is just an overview of the manufacturing Odoo can do. As you can see, it's extremely flexible, extremely easy to use. And so any additional questions, please contact me at cka@odoo.com. Thanks for watching. This video will show how a furniture refurbishing company will operate in Odoo. There's many ways to do things. This is one of the ways it could operate. So first things first, we go to our manufacturing app. We see here some different workstations. I have my wood refurbishing station, rough sanding station, fine sanding station, painting station. So this is just going to be a general overview of how things would flow through the system. So I can go to my operations and create a manufacturing order. I can do this on the fly as well. And so when I create my manufacturing order, I can specify the product. So this is going to be for our 8-foot dining room wood table. So I can specify what's here. The product we brought in initially, so that refurbished table, we can specify its barcode. We can add these lines on the fly. So I'm going to get rid of that. I can add lines to the manufacturing order on the fly. I don't need a bill of material. I just wanted to show how that would work. So if there's certain things that will always be on a product's list, you can add those in automatically. And same thing for the work orders. We have our wood refurbishing station, we have our rough sanding station, fine sanding station, and our painting station. Obviously, there can be more stations. I just wanted to use a few to show you how the work would flow through the system. From here, we can also process by barcode. So I'm going to print this production order. I could see any of the barcodes associated with that production order. So we see here the barcode associated with the production order here. I have one barcode on this product here. And you can also specify barcodes for your materials as well if that's what you would want to do. So all you would have to do is beep, scan the manufacturing order, beep, scan the dining room table, and now that reserves it for the manufacturing order. So I'm going to confirm this. I can plan it out. So I can plan what date I'd like to use it for or specify when I'm going to work on this for. So I can plan that out. And now it plans the date. I could have changed the date as well. I'm going to plan it for the 5th. If I go to my components, I now see that they're reserved. I don't have this table in my inventory yet, but I can go in and also receive that inventory as well or update my inventory on that. So I'm just going to go in and manually update that inventory. I can search for it. I can also search by barcode as well. So now that the inventory is updated, I kind of want to show you how, so for receiving inventory, I can show that in another video. But I wanted to show how when I update the inventory in the system, it then shows that it's reserved or available on the manufacturing order line. So that way, when you see stuff coming in stock, you see that it changes availability. So now it changes material availability to ready. So now I can check availability. When I do that, it reserves the amount needed. And so once I reserve the amount for that manufacturing order, I can then go and start working on my work orders. So if I go into my manufacturing view that employee on the shop floor would see, they would see I now have one order to work on my wood refurbishing station. So that's the first step of my manufacturing order. When I go into my manufacturing order, I can see all of the items regarding that. So I could have a document here. I just uploaded a random PDF of specs. You can have whatever document you would want, PDF, Google Slide, what have you. If there's a problem in the production process, I can scrap a product, I can add a component. If there's a problem with quality, I can select a quality alert. If there's a problem on the line, I can block the station. And we can see the timer continuing to go as I have the work order open. Once I'm completed with the work order, I can mark as done. And now when I'm back in my work order screen, I can see that this work order is now complete. So it changes the status of the work order to completed. So now it's at finished stage. We see the duration that it took. And now we see the next work order is in the ready stage. So when I'm now see that I don't have anything to do for my wood refurbishing station, but I do see now that I have some rough sanding to do. So I can see that there's an order to launch. When I'm in that station, I can see that it is up here. Just as before, all the same functionality. As soon as I have that order open, it starts recording the timer. So the employee cannot change the time that it's taking to be done. It's going to record the actual time that that employee is taking, which allows you to be more accountable with your employees. So now that it's done, I can mark it as done. We see we have no more orders for our rough sanding station, but now we see we have an order for our fine sanding station. So when I'm in my fine sanding station, I can now begin this order. Back in our manufacturing order, the overall manufacturing order, this is now in the ready state. And then since I just completed it, it is now in the finished state. So when I go to my work order, I see it's now in the finished state, and my next order is in the ready state. So I can now go into my fine sanding station. As the orders come in, the employees at the workstation will see what is popping up on the screen. So we see we have this MO0006 at our fine sanding station. I can click in here and begin to work on my tasks. So once that's complete, once I finish what my duties are to do, I can mark as done. If I wanted to use barcodes to process my production orders, I can do that as well. I'll show you the barcode list for that feature in a minute. So now when I'm back in my manufacturing order and I have my manufacturing orders updating, I can now see that my manufacturing order, the third step, is complete. It will show me what I consumed in each of my stations. And now I'm ready for my painting station. So now when I'm in my painting station, I see the yellow bars are now marked yellow, and I have one more to launch in my painting station. So this is the final step. And I complete this. So once I complete this, I can either mark as done or also mark as done and close MO. You can specify whether you want your employee to be able to just mark this work order as done, or if you also want them to be able to close the MO, that manufacturing order. So I'm just going to mark it as done. And then I'm going to head over back to my manufacturing order and see the duration that it took, as well as that it now changes stages in the right-hand side of the screen. So in the right-hand side of the screen, it changes in progress. So it's no longer a work in progress. It is now in the stage to close. So as a manager in the system, I can see all of my work orders that are completed, the duration that they took. And now that we have our product that's completed, I can mark it as done. And so now that it's marked as done, I can see my traceability of every station that it went through. So I can see each work order that it created, all of the production involved, so all the products that were used. And then I can also go directly into those. I can also see, as an overall report, the product moved, so everything where it went to, where it came from, and I can see additional fields there if I wanted to. I can now go into my cost analysis. One of the most important parts for process manufacturing is, what did I spend? So this would be the cost structure, the components that were used. I didn't include unit costs on most of the products. Some of them had them, but you would see your cost there. And then you also see the cost per workstation. So based on what that employee costs and the operator we see here, that will specify, and also based on the operation,